All right, let's just do it. Let's just do it.
Tintu.
The door's locked. Blow it. Hacking into the system.
Missile
into the
domiciles.
domicile nuclear attack.
Domicile.
Oh my god, what is happening? Oh, access granted.
Access granted is probably my favorite.
That's the best part of the whole video. Oh!
Oh no.
So amazing.
I'm a noob. No.
Way to go, Luke.
Okay, everything's fine.
Okay, so welcome to the WAN show, you guys. We have 0 viewers. It's always like that at the beginning of the show, but every time I discuss
Mine
it, I'm
literally
like,
doesn't even show a viewer count at all.
oh. Oh, yeah, no, my live one, yeah, it's not, oh, weird. Oh, okay. Anyway, discussing the live viewers is totally irrelevant to all the 200,000 or so people who watch the WAN show in the archive
But
every week.
Tintu
So
isn't.
Tintu
Access granted.
kind of is, because we did it in the after party.
Fair. They have no idea what's going on.
But then again, I did include as a highlight in our winner announcement video just that part of that video.
Awesome.
So
There
yeah,
you go.
and a couple other like really golden moments as well.
Yeah.
So I actually normally I don't just watch our videos like for fun because I'm in a lot of them and I don't really have anything to say that would teach myself anything at that point.
And then usually my thing is, and I'm sure you're probably the same way too, at least some degree. If you're not in the video, you just go talk to the person.
Yeah, I usually have. Well, I've heard enough like complaining about all the negative things, and I've heard enough like, oh, okay, come look at this. This is really cool about
Yeah.
all the positive stuff. That it's like, I kind of got the
You probably
highlight
get
reel.
it. Yeah.
I kind of got the highlight reel already. I don't think I need to watch this. So yeah, but I actually watched our ultra wide winner announcement just so I could see the highlight reel again because we got some great entries.
They were
man.
really awesome.
All right, so what do we got for the show today? Ah, yes, big news. Nvidia dropping prices for Black Friday.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, oh,
Did you lose your thing?
that's weird. Did I lose my what now?
The thing?
The thing.
Your doc? Do you know what you're calling out next?
Yeah,
Should
no, I got it. It's right there.
Okay.
No, I realized that the announcement is not live
I
on
didn't
YouTube.
set it live because we weren't live yet.
No, I know. I thought
Yeah.
I had.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't work from here for some reason.
Oh.
Oh, I didn't click save, that's why. All right, so also in the news this week, Li-Fi Internet, also known as Linus Fidelity Internet.
Basically, you build up 2 Linuses in your house. They
Yep.
take a fair amount of resources, but they're pretty
Yep.
solid. And then they communicate with each other very quickly. They
For
both talk really fast.
For as long as they don't cheat. Because it's Linus Fidelity, not Linus breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
So-
you just gotta keep them in line.
So basically, it doesn't work at all. What else we got?
Except this one does.
Yes, the real one does.
Anyways, AMD is dropping prices
Woo!
for Black Friday. And a toddler's eyeball was sliced by a drone propeller. Okay.
Oh, I mean, it was a matter of time.
Before like someone got hurt.
Yeah.
But like, has some baby been hit by a thrown football and knocked out and bad things
Well,
happen?
there was that baby that got hit by the beer can.
There you go.
Yeah, at the baseball game.
Like projectiles.
Yeah, so now like
Or a
everyone in
thing.
the upper deck has to have plastic cups or something. Yeah, I mean, it was really interesting hearing them talk about this on the radio because the only radio I listen to is sports radio. So if you ever hear me talk about what they talk about on the radio, it's going to be beer cans being thrown off the upper deck at a baseball game. It was really interesting hearing them talk about this because people had such varying opinions. Number one is hooligans should shoot them all, people who are throwing things off the upper deck.
Yeah.
Opinion number 2 was, what is your toddler doing at a baseball game? Because the
Yep.
kid was like 1 year old.
Wow.
So like, why are they at a bit?
I went to
Leave him at home.
I
Leave him
went-
at home.
I
I'm
went to this
like,
like giant, crazy outdoors electronic music thing where the music was like very, very, very loud, and people had like very young, like a year or below kids there without headphones, and I'm like, I don't know much about this field, as we noticed last week when I called it a kennel, but like, that can't be a good thing. There's no way that's a good thing. My ears hurt. My head hurts. That's a toddler. I
yeah.
listen to loud music all the time. I don't know. Anyways,
All right, so wait, are we supposed to roll the intro?
probably.
Oh, shoot.
Did we talk? Yes, we did talk about them all. Yep. Go.
Boop.
Yay! Nice boat.
I know, right?
Uh,
Nice packs.
thanks.
I'm never sure how much they can hear us during this.
Me neither.
Ooh. PhantomGlass has a promo. IFixit has a promo.
Wow.
Freshbooks doesn't have a promo, but it's still cool anyway.
Freshbooks.
All right, so this is the best. This is the best comment in the Twitch chat. Why are the parents subjecting their child to baseball? Oh,
Rip.
My brother-in-law is like, man, he's hardcore into baseball and golf, and I'm just like.
I find those to be two of the most boring sports ever. They're relatively fun to play. I like playing baseball. I hate watching baseball.
I
Personally,
would make the argument that baseball is actually super boring to play because you literally spend 1/9 of your time actually doing anything unless you're the pitcher or the catcher.
It's fun to play if you have like people to talk to.
So like
my favorite thing about baseball stuff
that's not playing games.
Is when you
No.
watch.
That's like saying fishing is fun. Fishing is fun because you get out on a boat with a bunch of bros and you drink beer. That's why fishing. That's why anyone fishes. Like I get such a kick out of people who are like, yeah, like competitive fishing and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, competitive fishing is like this tiny, minuscule percentage of the people who actually have any idea what the crap they're doing and are actually using skill to catch the fish better. Most of fishing, like, oh, sorry, hun, I gotta go really early. That's when the fish are biting. Also, I need a couple minutes to like go and dig my like huge case of beer out of where I stashed it and get that in the boat without you noticing because you're not awake yet. Like, come on. Baseball is pure socializing.
My favorite thing about baseball video, we're gonna lose a whole ton of American fans here.
I know.
One of my favorite things about American baseball videos are when it shows like the guys just screwing around. All the time. Like there's so many of them. They're on Imager a while ago. There was a huge list of I think over like 100 GIFs of like this season like antics. Just crazy crap people have done. They come up with these like insanely ludicrous handshakes. They like throw food to each other like team to team. There's one where like two guys opposing team are just like chilling against opposing fences playing rock paper scissors like across the stadium. Oh my God. What are you doing with your time? Like at least with football, people are usually like strategizing or engaged in the game. These guys are just like, meh.
And I hear a lot of like, yeah, like, it's a mind game, it's strategy. And I'm like, okay, to an extent. But like bowling or like golf, there's a certain amount of if you have a whole team full of people who are straight up individually skilled better than the other team, there's actually not a whole lot of strategy that you can do to beat that team. And I know, operating as a cohesive unit, this and that, etc. That's all very important. But generally speaking,
is a cohesive unit a thing in bowling, or are you back to baseball?
I'm back to baseball.
Okay.
I'm back to baseball. Yeah, no bowling.
I was like, what?
Bowling, you have to encourage each other, I guess.
Yeah. Keep
yeah, like in team spirit,
that matters.
You can make
it's
that
very
argument,
statistically
but there's not a whole lot of variability in terms of like, should you go for the double play or should you just get the guy at first? Like, come on. So people are giving me people are hitting on NASCAR in the comments. I would argue that NASCAR is actually way more legitimate than baseball. I'm sorry. It's like a physics game basically. It looks really repetitive. And it's quite repetitive to watch. I don't watch it. I will never watch it. It's super boring.
Burkle posted this thing the other day that was like V8 supercar racing somewhere in Europe. Mm-hmm. Super interesting. The cars were like super close to each other, going around really, really tight corners. It was nuts. I usually get really bored watching racing, but that was cool.
All right, people are asking for a topic. And I'm like, I guess so. All right. So original post here is from WCCF Tech. Boom! Nvidia's entire 900 series GPU lineup gets price cuts for the holidays.
Pretty serious ones.
Including the GTX 980 Ti, which I think we had covered when we said 900 series, The 980, which I think does 900 series, is 980 in the 900 series?
It depends on how you look at it. See, if you look at the inverse, it's in the 0 series.
Shut up. Okay. So hold on. I'm gonna go to tangent.
They should just do that. They shouldn't make it the 1080.
No.
Make it
I was heading there.
080. Oh, okay.
Guys, what do you think? The GTX 1080 optimized for 4K, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
The 1080 Ti optimized for 4K with VR, right? I am really looking forward to that. My entire portion, or no, you do GPU videos in their entirety now. Whatever. So your entire video, I would ask, but this is a mandate, will be full of jokes.
If it's 1080, it will be full of jokes about that. Yeah. 100%.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, so basically the 980, the 970, 960, and 950 are all getting cut for the holidays. I mean, it's not.
It's just
not
like in
huge.
5 years we have to do, or actually closer to 4 something now. But we have to do a review of like glasses just to troll people.
Glasses
In 2020.
Oh. Or we could do like the entire like year could be videos of like old products. And we could be like, this is the hindsight year.
Just take an entire year to troll people.
Yes, an entire year. I think even we wouldn't get away with that.
Yeah, I don't think
so. The 980 Ti is down from $649 to $589, or as low as $559 after MIR. The 980 has dropped about $60 actually, even more after mail-in rebates. 970 is down from $329 to $289, so some pretty significant price cuts, anywhere from sort of the 10% to 15-ish plus % range. The 950 goes all the way down to $139 or $129 after MIR. Unfortunately, other regions other than the United States on newegg.com may not see the same or even similar price discounts. Nvidia is doing that thing again where they act like a really America-centric company, where kind of like how the Shield was only available in America. If I recall correctly, Grid Beta was only available. No, because I had it in Canada. No, okay, I'm not gonna nail them on Grid Beta, but I will definitely nail them on Shield only being available in America. So they're kind of doing that thing again.
Super lame.
Yeah. I mean, okay, to be clear, I do understand all the logistics involved in coordinating a price drop with your resellers, because the kind of accounting involved in paying for things after you receive them, but then less some kind of discount, but if you sell through the units within that period, then it's not less the discount. It's actually pretty complicated, and some distributors are not set up correctly to do it, and blah, 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 blah. Like, it actually is complicated, but I think America only super sucky. Like, I think you could have at least done sort of a smattering of territories where they are somewhat set up for it. Like, I'm sure, caseking.de can handle how to do a point of sale rebate. So yeah, pretty frustrating. In other news, what's this?
AMD is cutting prices on their R9 series.
Which includes the R7. No, wait, it doesn't. Right, I get it.
Yeah.
So the Fury X, the Fury, the Nano, the 390X, the 390, and the 380. Interesting fact. I did not realize it was called the R9 Nano. I thought it was called the R9 Fury Nano. I don't understand why they didn't call it the Fury Nano.
What?
It is not called the R9 Fury Nano. I was trying to buy some, and I couldn't find them. Yep, Trusted Reviews calls it the Fury Nano. AnonTech calls it the R9 Nano. AnonTech got it right. WCCF Tech got it wrong, but that shouldn't surprise us. Yeah, go figure, right?
What?
Yeah. So
I have always called it the R9 Nano, but
out of laziness.
Yes.
Yes. Excellent.
Wow. Okay.
So yeah, actually, this is interesting. I need 7 of them, and AMD was going to send them to us, but after confirming they were going to send them to us, they were like, "Hey, we can't." So I was like, "Hey, okay, I guess I'll buy them then, because I super need them for this project."
Why is this a Twitch stream?
And I don't know. And Intel, Kingston, Asus, and I'm sure there are other people have already sent me the hardware to do this project. So I pretty much have to do it now. Case Labs is like doing a custom painted case for me for this project. The project must go forward. So so hopefully they'll reimburse us.
That's going to be expensive.
Something like that. No, I think the plan is for them to reimburse us or something, but it was like a complicated, hey, we thought we had them. Turns out we didn't.
You know, that might be better because this time they can't ship it to us and then actually have not shipped it to us and then ship it to us later.
Yeah, we had a lot of people asking why our 380X review video was late. And the answer is that we straight up got briefed on it. Like, we got our reviewer briefing and we got our press deck and our reviewer's guide and all that stuff. And we were like ready. And then the card just didn't show up.
Yep.
So, yep. It's up now on Vessel, so that's cool.
Yay.
All right, anyway, so the R9 Fury X is down from, oops, I just changed a thing, is down to $569 after MIR. The Nano is down to $549, making it much more reasonably priced.
Oh, yeah.
The Fury is all the way down to $499, making it an excellent value. And the 390X and 390 are down to $429 and $329, respectively. 390 is a good deal at that price, too. Actually, I mean, these are all kind of good deals on both sides. All of these pricings are in USD, and they're off of newegg.com. Other regions may not
I think the
see the same or similar discounts.
$279.
390 is 279. Oh, sorry. They're down from 429 and 329 to 379 and 279.
So a 390 for 279.
Yeah, that's almost as good as we get all the time on Scrapyard Wars, except not even close. Buying used 290s.
It's so solid.
It's like the way to go. Were they mined on? Yes.
Probably. They always say no, but like, come on.
I always get such a kick out of that because, okay, guys, pro tip for buying used hardware. If the posting says
Wasn't mined on.
It
was definitely mined on.
or never overclocked,
It was definitely overclocked.
it was definitely mined on and overclocked. It's like lady driven, you know?
Yeah.
It's like if you
If
have
you know
to,
what that term means.
yes,
It probably wasn't done that way.
if you know what overclocking is, come on. There's no way you never tinkered with the dial a little bit.
Yeah.
Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you're the one honest person on the internet. Good for you.
Good job, man.
Yeah. All right, so we've got our next topic here. Original article here is from the IB Times.
Twitter Blitz?
About?
I don't know.
Oh,
which
let's
price
do it.
drop do you think is more impactful?
Yes. Who had the best? I want to hear from you guys. If you're shopping for a video card, everyone else butt out. If you're shopping for a video card, who has enticed you more?
Yeah.
With their holiday specials?
Yeah.
Green team or red team? Tweet at Linus Tech. Go, go, go. And in the meantime, we're going to do this topic before we revisit that. So
It's interesting how the R9 Fury X and the GTX 980 Ti both managed to still be the exact same dollar.
yeah, it's almost
Before and after a mail-in rebate.
It's almost like Nvidia and AMD have huge spy networks at each other's companies. It's almost like the tech industry is a completely inbred sort of. There's like only a few thousand people, and they just kind of move from company to company.
Yeah.
It's almost like that happened. So Li-Fi internet, the first real-world usage, boasts speeds 100 times faster than Wi-Fi.
So to explain how it works, you should click on the fourth, the explanation graph, and then we can show how it works. It's in the doc.
Sure. Yep, I'll get that up for you guys.
So it's like get an exponential graph instead of explanation graph. Oh damn!
What?
Jokes. Someone will get that in the Twitch chat. Someone will get that.
All right.
Anyways,
There it is.
So it's light. It's visible light.
Yeah.
So like you can straight up use LEDs. It's
Yep.
white light.
Yep. So the visible light spectrum is 10,000 times larger than the radio waves we use for Wi-Fi today, which is a very good point. Because
People got it.
Oh, good. Because the reason that the rate at which we can send data over Wi-Fi is limited is because there's only so much spectrum available, and a lot of it is already allocated for other stuff that isn't your phone.
Yes.
But that is your phone, but is like your phone cellular signal.
Air traffic stuff.
Or your phone cellular data.
signals, military stuff, government stuff.
The radio. You know, we call them
Yeah.
radio waves because
Yeah.
the radio's kind of there.
Yeah.
So with light, you could actually...
What? Okay, what? Everyone's talking about the mic. Fix the mic. Fix the darn mic.
I don't know. A bunch of other people
Oh,
said
it's
it was
just
fine.
crooked. Who cares?
Oh, yeah, whatever. No, don't. No, I'm gonna make it worse.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now we're living on the edge.
Yeah.
Bring it on, Twitch chat. That's
right.
probably a bad idea.
So infrared kind of sucks. Infrared's not super fast. We've known this for a long time. I mean, remember when computers had like infrared data ports on the side of them? And then we all completely gave up on that because it was trash.
Do you remember Game Boys? That never worked.
Yeah.
Never worked.
Awesome. But infrared is fine for things like, hey, I need to change the channel, where you're sending extremely small amounts of data. So that's where it really still finds its use. Modern LEDs, however, could transmit enough data for a stable broadband connection, but still look like normal white light. So look at that, up to 1 billion bits per second. Now, this does come with some caveats, however. So
It's literally white light. You're not going to go through walls.
yeah. So you better be maintaining like a line of sight to your Wi-Fi
You could
hotspot.
probably
there.
run a cable.
Yeah, and if
Oh, but it could be kind of cool if you need to go like across the ceiling to another AP.
Yep, or it could be yeah. Assuming that there's no, I don't know how they're handling light pollution.
Yes, that's going to be really weird. One thing that I brought up before we went on the show was I would be interested in trying it in like a studio setup and turning off and turning on very white lights and seeing if it polluted it or whatever.
And something that's really unclear to me at this point too is if we're going to transmit data via light.
That's trolling. Just keep going.
If we're going to transmit data by light, then are the receivers and transmitters for this really going to be less expensive than a typical, multimode fiber?
Yeah.
In which case, if we're going to send data by light, and it has to be line of sight, should we just run a piece of fiber?
It's not that hard, and even my ceiling example, like, just run it along the ceiling. Who cares?
And like, it doesn't really address, I mean, okay, so picture this. You're playing a game, right? You play a game. And someone's like, oh, hey, how you doing? And you're like,
Hey, not bad.
oh, crap.
Oh, no.
My hotspot's right there. Now, to be
I'm
clear,
disconnected now.
I don't think anyone...
I lost my MLG match.
We should do more skits.
probably should.
That was great acting.
Pretty much grade A.
Now, to be clear, I don't think anyone expects this to replace Wi-Fi, but as a supplementary connectivity option to Wi-Fi. So when
It'd be cool as like a crazy speed boost.
yeah, like when you're close to the access point, having it be, what's the fastest speed they've managed to achieve right now? Like 224 gigabytes per second in lab conditions? Like, that's pretty cool.
Like if you could have a Li-Fi receiver.
Gigabit, not
If you could have a
gigabyte.
Li-Fi receiver on like the base of your monitor or something, and just like prop your phone up and transfer things through it wirelessly.
Yep.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yep, so there's a lot of cool stuff, but so just to put that in perspective, 224 gigabit speed would technically allow for 18 movies of 1.5 gigabytes each to be downloaded in a single second.
Someone just called out the dash cam skit.
Oh,
The dash cam skit was gold.
I loved the dash cam. That legitimately was very good.
Remember, what was it? We were running around the forest doing stupid crap. and I
Oh
shaved my
yeah,
beard with
the
axe.
Patriot, the manly way
Yes,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Back when everyone and their dog was like, we should have a hard drive with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Literally,
So
everyone and
bad.
their dog. Like, we made videos for the Voyager Air, the Seagate Free Agent Go Flex, I think that was
think
the one,
so.
Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
anyway, and the Patriot Gauntlet, I don't know.
I remember one of them being called something that sounded medieval.
Yeah,
That's
whatever
probably
it was. Arrow. It was called the Arrow, I think. Anyway, within like 6 months or something like that, it's like, this is ridiculous. And now everyone has completely forgotten about the product category
they
as far
never
as I can tell.
mattered.
Well, no. I have used them.
on trips.
Yes. They're great for going on trips. If you're on a plane and you ignore the request to turn off wireless transmitting devices, which anyone...
is probably fine.
which is probably fine, then you can definitely bring a wireless drive with you, and you can definitely watch movies.
Yeah.
It's always funny to me when sites use examples that are just straight up like they must be piracy. Like, why would a movie be 1.5 gigs? It's like, is 1.5 gigs the average size of like a compressed Blu-ray rip or something? Because it sure as hell isn't a DVD. It sure as hell isn't a video CD, as if any like real releases were ever done on those, and it's sure not a Blu-ray. So what is this? What's a 1.5 gigabyte video?
It's a home movie.
It's a home movie, right?
Yeah.
So before mass adoption, current devices need to be retrofitted to support Li-Fi. Every LED in the future could be used as an alternative to Wi-Fi. I mean,
As long as it was like not connected at all, like it is now.
yeah,
It'll take a.
I don't know. I get copper is going to be a thing for a long time. I'll be interested to see where this goes, because I'm sure we're thinking like we both have our minds like stuck in the now a little bit right now. I think where we're thinking
No, like I said,
home
it
networking.
would be super cool. Oh, I see what you're going.
We're thinking home networking, but maybe there's applications for this that just go way beyond that. You know, and I don't know what they are exactly. Or maybe this technology could be used for cheaper fiber optics or something along
It
those
being
lines.
white light makes me wonder a little bit, because like if you think about school, like grand halls, essentially,
Yep.
a lot of times in schools the ceilings are really high. I don't really know why, they just are. So if you could have these things all along the ceiling, and your phones and laptops or whatever are able to communicate with them, that would be sick. Super fast networking within your school all the time. But how does that work when it's really bright? I don't know.
I don't know. I would imagine the sun would just wreak havoc on this.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know,
man.
But one other advantage is that it doesn't interfere with other radio signals, which,
Because it's light.
if you know anything about light, you should probably have already known that.
I don't know.
This was kind of brutal. Original article here is on
Twitter
Ars
Blitz.
Technica. Sorry?
Twitter Blitz.
Twitter Blitz. Oh, right, the Twitter Blitz. Okay, and then we'll get back to that. Man, that was who thought that was a good idea? All right,
Everyone's talking about it.
we haven't
We'll
done.
get more into that in a moment, though.
Okay, getting a used, maybe overclocked R9 from work for £40.
Wow.
So Team Red is my best bet. Yeah, okay.
Do
All right.
that up.
That doesn't count, but yes, do that.
That's awesome.
AMD, because their new driver doesn't take 10 seconds to launch and configure anything. You know, I gotta give you that. Why does GeForce Experience take so long to
My work
launch?
computer, if I click on the, because Taryn's like, I want you to use Shadowplay to record your gameplay footage for the Steam controller review.
Yeah.
And he wants me to use it for everything, which is great. I get it. It compresses audio horribly, terrible in that way, but the video is good.
Yeah.
So okay, cool. If I even click the Shadowplay button, my computer will lock up for like a couple minutes, and then eventually let go. Doesn't matter. I can't even get close to touching Shadowplay. If I try to open GeForce Experience at all, the whole thing will like lag out and crash. Explorer will die. Explorer will come back, and then GeForce Experience will load up. It's pretty brutal.
Yeah,
I don't have that problem on any other computer. But
You
that
know what
one,
the
yeah.
funny thing is about NVIDIA is they've got all these amazing, cool, like really complicated features that work within the driver and work within your games and actually work really well. And then they try and build a control panel to let you turn the switches on and off, and it's like, nope. With that said, I've got my complaints about AMD's drivers as well.
Have you tried the new one?
Sorry?
Have you tried the new
I
one?
have not tried.
Me neither.
Crimson.
I've heard good things.
I've heard good things. I've also heard terrible things. The Linux community is up in arms right now
I'm sure they are.
because basically they just skinned the old one, as far as anyone can tell. And all the promised performance improvements are.
Most of the Linux community use that thing anyways.
Yeah, but I'm sure that they'd love to have an official driver that doesn't suck.
Probably.
Just saying.
Yep.
All right, AMD because we just said that. Here's your answer. Look at that. Order to 390. Bam.
$300.
Yep.
Oh right, they were two whatever.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. So
Nice.
Yep. Very nice.
Just seems very low.
Red team. Look at how many. Okay, Zachros, the first one. First one for the green team here. Project documenting my subs. Okay, that's not really on topic. Also not on topic. Also not on topic. No, well, that's on topic, but you're done. Fix the mic. No, not going to happen. NVIDIA, AMD,
I like
NVIDIA
one that's
because
coming
I
up.
need CUDA for development. This is
AMD's doing that thing.
Yeah, AMD's doing that whole CUDA thing. So, Nick, you might want to stay tuned because I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what the exact status of it is. Like, I don't know if the latest driver, boom, turned on CUDA, or if support is going to be as good, or if it's going to be as fast for a while. But the word on the street, I read this article a week or two ago, but the word on the street is that AMD has got some kind of licensing deal for CUDA now.
Yeah.
So yeah, stay tuned for that. Red team, green team, but something.
Why not both?
Why don't we have both? Some GIF. Okay,
It's
cool.
just a why not both.
Team Red, GTX 960. Well, based on our audience,
Looks like a lot of AMD.
it's looking like AMD won Black Friday there. So
And
that's
you know what's kind of
good
crazy
for them.
is when I was shopping when I got the Scrapyard Wars 290.
Yep.
I looked online. That was $420 new. Now you can get 390s.
Which are the same card.
Yeah, but for under $400 new. That guy got it for $300.
Mm-hmm. 305.
That's
US,
crazy.
US.
Okay, so
So 400.
yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Yay,
Fair.
Canadian dollar.
It's so bad right now. Oh my God.
All right, what else we got for topics today?
Terrible thing that we almost
Right,
started
yeah,
talking about.
this is like, I don't know what they were thinking.
Just wow.
Amazon backtracks after covering New York City subway car in Nazi symbols. So here's a tweet from Catherine Lamb. 42nd Street shuttle to Times Square covered in Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan symbols for an Amazon ad. Is this okay? I'm thinking a lot of people kind of went with no. Now, to explain Amazon, and this is interesting because you can see it's actually like an American flag, but with a German eagle and German cross in it, and then it's like the Japanese war flag with stars and stripes. Like it's a super weird thing, and it's for, you can see this right here, High Castle.
Yeah.
This is not because Amazon's like, Hitler was right. That's not what happened here. It's promoting
you're
a
gonna
novel.
Get soundbited on that real bad.
Yeah, probably. There's nothing I can do.
That's unfortunate.
It's on the internet now.
All right, rip. Okay.
It's on the internet now. So Amazon
They're
was
trying to promote a show.
Amazon was
A really interesting sounding show.
Yeah. So it's a new TV series. It's called The Man in the High Castle, and it's a story of a world where the Axis nations won World War II so decisively that they took over the U.S.
Didn't attack Russia.
Yeah. Where just like everyone before them who ever thought attacking Russia was a good idea, they also decided attacking Russia was not a good idea. Wait, no, hold on. Just like, whatever. The point is, attacking Russia has never worked.
Yeah.
Not once.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced the Russians could take over Russia.
I don't think they have.
Oh. So,
Rough.
So yeah. So I mean, it definitely got. So let's talk. Was it inappropriate? I personally fall into the yes. That was totally inappropriate camp. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's totally inappropriate. I'm amazed at the amount of things that must have gone through and was approved the whole time. Because there's no way you can get an ad on the subway without someone checking it out first.
Yep, someone from New York City definitely was aware of this.
Yeah, someone from some form of management of New York City was like, yeah, cool, all right.
Yep.
So that got approved not only through Amazon, but partially through the government?
Or like what? Well, maybe not government. I don't know. It might be
I don't know what
might be
manages
semi-private
the-
there. Like
yeah.
whatever their transport authority would be.
Yeah.
Someone signed off on this.
Multiple times. Like multiple people signed off of it
Yep.
on multiple stages.
I mean, maybe they just kind of thought, well, hey, we're not saying it would have been a good thing if the Axis forces won World War II. That's not what happened here.
The point of the movie is like how bad it would have been.
Obviously I haven't watched the show
I have no idea.
yet.
I haven't watched it either.
I intend to watch the show now, so that leads us to our next question. Effective marketing.
I think it totally worked. We are talking about a show on Amazon's thing right now. There's no way we would have done that.
Yep, I would not have cared. Well, not
At
that I
all.
wouldn't have cared. Someone could have told me about that premise for a show, and I would have gone, yeah, alternative history. I'm kind of into that. But I wouldn't have heard about it because I wouldn't have been browsing, Amazon for TV shows that are coming. That wouldn't have happened.
And this blew up. So now everyone knows about it. And with the Top Gear guys going there, and now this massive thing,
Yep.
Amazon's video streaming service is getting more news
they're
right now, I think, than
getting
Netflix.
a lot of press. And you know what? I've got a really good comment in Twitch chat. And we should probably do a Twitter blitz on this as well, guys. Tweet at Linus Tech and let us know your thoughts on this. But this person went, well, hold on a second. They didn't put swastikas up. So they're saying that's the line. The line is
Okay.
swastikas, because the German eagle and the German cross are definitely German symbols of that time in history, but they aren't the symbol of the Nazi Party. And to be fair, not all German people
Not
were
at all.
bad
Not at
then.
all.
To be very, very clear. So, yeah. I don't know. I still think, I personally think it was over my line. It was over my line. I think we can all agree it was over everyone's line if they had the swastika on it. But
Yeah.
even the eagle, the war flag, and the cross were over my line.
It was
personally.
a little bit probably too aggressive. What they could have done a very similar but probably okay angle where they just ask the question all over the place.
Yeah.
What if this bench had a Nazi flag on
Yeah,
it?
what,
And
like-
have that in text and then high point or whatever, high seat or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and High Castle.
High Castle.
So here, let me see. Let me have a look at maybe they could have even had one picture
But
of
not
a flag.
covering it.
Yeah, like if it here. So back to the
it's
picture
so
for a
aggressive.
second. Yeah. So if they'd had the seat have like a little flag, what if Hitler had one? High Castle, Amazon, November 20th, like kind of like this messaging that they have up here. I think people would have asked the question as opposed to gone, what is this ad for?
Yeah.
What is wrong with them?
Yeah. I still don't know if that's necessarily even okay, but I think it's more okay than what was done.
Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's go straight to Twitter. Let's get the people who got it really quick. Someone says, I think even without swastikas, it was slightly over the line. It's just a way to get people talking about the show, easy marketing. Due to Amazon's unfairly treated employees, this happened.
What?
The eagle was not a symbol of the NSDAP. Otherwise, it would have been banned in Germany, which is not, and the Iron Cross is still used.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Interesting.
The swastika was a religious symbol. Yeah, we all know the swastika was not a Nazi symbol before. That doesn't change what it means now. It's kind of like...
Wasn't it slightly different anyways for the religious symbol? Wasn't it like going the other way or something?
Yeah, it might have been the other way or whatever.
remember.
Not going to draw one because I'm sure that would get jiffed to hell.
Yeah.
Can you even imagine?
Oh, God.
Anyway, the point, but the point is that the meaning of things does change over time. This is something that's been discussed a lot. You know, whether it's a word that's a slur and then turns into not one, or a word that's not a slur and turns into a slur, or symbols that mean one thing and then another thing, or hand gestures that become obscene over time. It's all part of the fluidity that is the way that we communicate with each other. So you can kind of run around and say, you know, the F word is a bundle of sticks and twigs all day. That's not going to change what it meant. And then you could also make the argument, South Park did an excellent episode on this, that it also doesn't mean what it meant 30 years ago anymore today. But that's a debate that I'm not getting into.
You just
the point
did, like,
is...
the greatest thing ever.
What did I do?
You said GIF instead of GIF.
Yeah.
So now instead of like me going through banning hordes of people for saying horrible, horrible things in chat, they're all talking about you saying GIF instead of GIF.
Oh, I use them interchangeably. They're both technically correct. All right, as a 4-year Prime member, I've never used Amazon Prime Video. Okay, slightly on topic. Fell in love with the show last year. It's entertaining, but not great and boring in some parts. Yeah, that's probably how I would write a love letter to my wife. I fell in love with you last year. You're entertaining, but not great and boring in some parts.
Wow.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's not a great like sales pitch.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna write it to your wife.
No, I'm saying that.
God.
I'm saying that's
like,
awful.
That's so rude. She's a very nice person.
I know.
Okay.
I personally feel the world needs to lighten up. This happened. All we can do is move past it. I think, you know, I would suggest that anyone who thinks we should lighten up about anything that happened during World War II should probably go hang around at one of the museums in Auschwitz or Strasbourg or wherever else. And like for me, one of the most revelatory experiences that I have ever had was standing next to the oven and seeing like the burned shoes that they had on display there. Like, and I was like, holy crap, this actually happened. It actually happened. I'm standing right where it happened.
And there's people still alive that were around doing that.
Yep. All right. I know a pro. It's still a novel.
Mine is band tips. People are getting wrecked left and right, whether it's from me, Ghost, or the bot. There's like one person getting banned in chat this whole time.
Excellent.
Step up, boys. I'll take you out.
All right. So this is kind of a rapid fire topic here, I guess, but Samsung has done the unthinkable. They are putting TLC NAND. So that is 3-bit per cell NAND in an enterprise SSD. So I'll explain for a very brief moment what a big deal this is. In the beginning, enthusiast and enterprise-grade SSDs were SLC. So they stored 1 bit per cell. And the reason that it was done that way is that was the only way to achieve reasonable enough write endurance. So that is how many times the SSD, the flash, can be written to before it fails over time, as it is apt to do. Way to go, Luke.
Not bad.
Over time, MLC, which is what we call colloquially 2-bit per cell flash, although MLC is technically anything that stores more than 1 bit per cell. So TLC, 3-bit per cell flash, is technically 3-bit per cell MLC. But colloquially, we call 2-bit per cell MLC. So MLC flash showed up on the scene, and all of a sudden, SSDs got way more affordable for the consumer. Those of you who were kind of paying attention in the early enthusiast-grade SSD days will probably remember the X25E and the X25M, Intel's game-changing SSDs, but before which everything was kind of trash, like had serious problems that would cause them to go from being faster than a hard drive to actually slower than a hard drive if they got hitched up on something. So the X25E was only available in 32 and 64 gig configurations. And if I recall correctly, the 64 gig was like monstrously, horrendously priced. Whereas the X25M, featuring MLC flash, so the E was SLC, and the M featuring MLC flash was available in 80 and I want to say maybe the 160 came later, but it was 80 and 160 gig configurations. So, MLC got good enough, but it wasn't good enough for the enterprise for a long time. That's where enterprise MLC came in. So enterprise MLC can do something to the tune of, I think it's 10 times the write cycles of of MLC, which still isn't as much as SLC, but SLC is just so cost prohibitive, and the capacities are limited because you can store so much more data per flash chip using MLC technology. So eMLC happened. Now, Samsung was the first to do TLC flash in a consumer drive with the 840, I want to say Evo. Oh, crap. I hope it was the 840 Evo. I'm sure someone's going to correct me. It was either the 840 or the 840 Evo. Can't remember exactly. Someone's going to correct me, whatever. So they were the first to do a consumer TLC SSD. Since then, everyone else has been trying to do TLC. Some have released drives, but I don't know if you guys saw that latest one from Micron. It's abominable. Like, Samsung has figured out. People are saying it's the Evo. Thank you. No, it wasn't the Pro. The Pro was MLC. Okay, so the non-Pro was the TLC one. So other guys have been trying to figure out TLC for quite some time now because it gives you less write performance and less endurance, but way more capacity, and it's cheaper. So Samsung figured out, with fine-tuning their controller and the flash, because they're one of the only, I think. Are they the only one? They might be the, okay, don't quote me on this, but Samsung may be the only completely vertically integrated SSD maker where they make the DRAM cache, they make the controller, they make the flash, they assemble the freaking PCBs, they do the firmware, they do the whole thing. So they made it all work together so cohesively that they were able to get acceptable performance in spite of the fact that they were using this essentially like USB thumb drive grade flash. Not quite, it's binned as well. So it's like the best of the TLC flash. So anyway, now, while everyone else is still using eMMC or eMLC or worst case scenario MLC for an enterprise grade drive, Samsung is releasing a TLC drive. What this allows them to do, and I'm finally getting to this, what them allows this to do is deliver an enterprise SSD with a price of less than 60 cents a gig and a capacity up to 3.84 terabytes in a 2.5-inch form factor. That, my friends, is bananas. Yes. Yes, it's bananas.
B-A-N-A-N.
So they're using their 3D NAND and they're using TLC in order to get unheard of densities. We actually have a unit en route. I haven't actually talked to Samsung in over a year. So and it wasn't even me. I was just like, Nick, do we still have a contact at Samsung
true?
SSD?
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, because we haven't talked to them at all since they provided those drives for the forum.
That was over a year ago? Whoa.
Yeah, I just blew your mind, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
So I was like, do we even
Alright
still have a
then.
contact there? Because I want to check this thing out. So that is coming, and I'm super stoked because higher capacity SSDs cannot be a bad thing. So looking at competitors, Intel's DC S3510 has a maximum capacity of 1.6 terabytes, and Micron's M510 DC tops out at just under a terabyte. Pretty cool stuff. And something to realize is when you choose a storage solution, it's never really as simple as, this drive is the best. It's always trade-offs, whether the trade-off is cost, capacity, read speed, write speed, endurance, vibration resistance, form factor, like density, how much of it you can cram in there. There's all these different trade-offs. So this enterprise drive, even though it's not going to be as heavy-duty for writes as another enterprise drive based on eMLC, or if you can find some rare SLC drives out there, SLC, but what it will be great for is really fast random reads if you need a lot of storage. So I could see someone like Facebook eating these up. Actually, I believe the front page is all in RAM right now. Don't quote me on that.
No, I think they moved it, yeah.
I think they moved
Because
completely
there was a
to
big
RAM.
thing talking about it, like, oh, wow, it's all in SSD. And then I think, yeah.
I think they've moved all to RAM. However, that doesn't mean that having another way faster than mechanical tier that's way higher capacity isn't going to help them out big time.
For everything else?
Big time. So there you go. That happened this week. I'm like super stoked on playing with that. You know what else happened this week is Seagate shipped us 35 of their 8 terabyte enterprise capacity drives. I've got a lot of people saying, yeah, but the write speed sucks. No. These are not the archival 8 terabyte drives. I'm aware of those. That is not what we have. We have the SATA 3 6 gigabit per second SATA enterprise capacity drives. So these are full read, full write. They are not quite as optimized for random as something like the SAS version. And they're just the basic one. They don't have self-encrypting drive functionality, unfortunately, but they're ballin', they're awesome. And I've been waiting for these for a lot of projects. I've got a lot of stuff planned for these drives. We're gonna do an on-site backup server. We're gonna do an off-site backup server. We are gonna investigate Unraid versus FreeNAS over the next little bit. What else do I have planned? Right, and a video that I promised months ago when I originally did my FreeNAS build, and I was like, here's the Storinator, it's running FreeNAS. I promised to do a performance follow-up. Well, the performance on it has been trash. Like, too trash. Like, I did something wrong. There's something wrong with it. The problem is that it had all of our data on it, and I couldn't reformat it. Because I think it's a combination of things. It's using native 4K sector drives. It's using the non-optimal. It's using non-optimal numbers of drives per VDEV. And let's see, what was the other suspected issue? Anyway, there's a number of things that I might have gotten wrong during the configuration setup. So I wanted to take another crack at it, but I've had nowhere to put that data. So I'm currently transferring at about 500 megabytes per second off of the FreeNAS and onto another machine, and then I'm going to copy it somewhere else. So I'm going to have it on a hardware RAID, and I'm going to have it on an unRAID, while I retool the FreeNAS box and then copy everything back over there. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so this is very unfortunate. Over on the BBC, toddler's eyeball sliced by drone propeller.
So brutal.
Yeah. So the drone was flown by a family friend, and yeah, The operator lost control of the drone, and he'll need several operations before he can have a prosthetic eye fitted, which is really unfortunate. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think we are going to, I don't think we're going to start seeing regulations in terms of whether you can fly drones inside your house or whatever else, but it has certainly made me consider whether I would fly a drone even anywhere near my kids, even outdoors. Yeah, I don't know, because when they go full runaway mode, they can move pretty darn fast.
It can actually get a little aggressive.
Yeah.
There's a fair amount of videos based on that.
So the drone pilot said it was up for about 60 seconds. As I brought it back down to land, it just clipped the tree and spun around. So super unfortunate.
Someone said that's why the drone should have foam bumpers. Doesn't always stop something like this, but probably would have helped.
And could have helped. Could have helped. But hindsight is always 20/20, and you always, I mean, for the thousands and tens of thousands and probably hundreds of thousands of drone flights, most of the time, no one got their eyeball sliced open.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a new Raspberry Pi on the scene.
This is actually insane.
Yeah, the Raspberry Pi Zero.
Which is...
Look how small it is.
It's tiny.
It's fantastic.
And look how much it costs. It's in the picture. It's
$5.
Yeah. Yeah. Really
So
cheap.
there you go.
1 gigahertz processor, I believe.
Yep.
HDMI out. I think it has USB in.
Yep.
You've got all the stats
Yep.
there.
Yeah, I
Off
do.
my head.
Yeah, it was 512 megs of DDR2.
Yeah, it's $5 for an honestly relatively capable computer.
Yep. Very cool stuff.
Kind of cool.
Smallest form factor ever, 65 millimeters.
Someone's saying it's sold out already.
6.5 centimeters by 30 millimeters, so that's 3 centimeters by 5 millimeters, which is half a centimeter. Sold out within 24 hours. Yes, friends, people were snapping these puppies up real quick fast.
That's really cool. The amount of embedded projects you can do with that would be sick.
Yeah, we actually would like to do more stuff like that in the future. We've got some plans for some stuff. I don't know if we've got it in time for this year. I think we might run out of time to do that one thing we discussed. But
maybe
you've got all the parts you need for that other project that we ordered stuff for ages ago.
I'm hoping some of them didn't get lost in the move.
Oh.
But at the very least,
possible.
We do have the majority of them. I looked through the box. At least most of it is there. I'm missing a lot of the boxes. But I think those boxes were thrown out, and I think the things were put in the one box. So I'm just hoping I've got all of them. I don't know.
So how do you feel about this? Yahoo Mail begins blocking users with Adblock. Uh-oh, we were unable to display Yahoo Mail. Please disable Adblocker to continue using Yahoo Mail. Dun, dun, dun.
I think there's a lot of angles you can take on this. I think it can be unintelligent for a website or a service to aggressively go after people that use Adblock, but I think it is entirely up to them. I think this is
YouTube was tinkering with it for a bit.
Yeah. I think this is a very unclassy way to do it because people's emails are extremely important, and to just not allow them to access them until they do a thing that they might not know how to do if their kid installed Adblock for them or something is very aggressive and not really okay. But if you gave them a warning that you were going to do it in the future or something, that would at least be nicer, and they didn't do that, and I do not like how they did it.
I think Yahoo's biggest mistake is thinking
Still
that anyone cares about Yahoo
email.
Mail.
Oh my goodness, it's so ridiculous.
If I got that message, if I used an ad blocker and I was so I can't access my Yahoo Mail, I'd just be okay, I guess I'll use another email service.
I have to confess something.
You still have Yahoo Mail?
Not me, my girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah.
You know that's only one step better than AOL.
I know.
Which is only one step better than using your ISP.
Yep.
Okay.
It's bad.
So you don't have to go to
She also uses Apple Maps.
You don't have to go to tech hell, but you do have to go to tech purgatory for a bit. Okay. I mean, you have to accept that sentence. That was a light sentence.
But I'm pushing to fix things.
I actually don't mind Apple Maps.
Yeah.
Google Maps
I
has.
haven't used it in a long time. When I did use it, it was super terrible.
It's way better.
Okay.
Google Maps has actually misled me more drastically than Apple Maps ever has. So even though Apple Maps isn't always perfect, Google Maps has gotten to the point where, do you remember when I was supposed to come back here for that hot dog challenge super fun?
Yes.
So I was sitting, I was sitting watching my Google Maps on my phone, and it was like traffic yellow ahead. Okay, I'm sitting there. I know for a fact no one has moved on this road in 15 minutes. So the traffic is yellow. Okay. And
which is usually not bad.
The ETA to the office just went up 1 minute for every minute that I sat there. So it was straight up not accounting
Wasn't doing anything.
for the fact that nobody was moving, which I thought was the entire point, so that it could map you around
Like
things.
why they bought Waze,
Like,
wasn't it? Like I think that was literally the whole point. I don't know. That's pretty rough.
all right, Nick claims that Apple Maps tried to send him 40 minutes away for Tim Hortons when he was literally 500 meters away from one. You know what? Google Maps has gotten a lot worse about that too. Like you can't just be like Home Depot, and it'll be one in like Coquitlam. Like
It's okay. There's
it's pretty bad. They're both pretty bad.
maps for some reason, and I find browsers in general seem to be getting worse.
Yeah, what's
Like
that?
in the last 2 months, I swear my browser's gotten worse.
What's that browser that just went into beta that everyone has high
Vivaldi?
hopes? Yeah, Vivaldi.
Yeah.
Maybe Vivaldi's our last hope.
But did you like Opera much?
No,
from the
never,
same
never.
bro.
I know.
So
I know.
I don't know why everyone thinks it's gonna be the savior. It'll be cool if it is, but
I know.
I'm not expecting much. But then if it's awesome, then I'll be even happier. So that's good.
This is interesting. Virtual reality needs tweaks. More women than men get motion sickness with Oculus Rift, a virtual reality headset. Very, very interesting. So this is a University of Minnesota study.
Isn't part of the study that more women than men get motion sickness?
Yes. So, yeah, so how it affects users has found that for every 3 men that get seasick, 5 women will. So they tested having participants play a VR, and that's seasick. So they tested having participants play a VR game for 15 minutes. 35% of subjects got sick within 10 minutes. Of those, 70% were women. So this can mean a number of things. Number one is it backs up what I said last week. Men and women are not the same. So to be clear, I'm not saying they're not equal. I'm just saying that, a pile of hammers is not necessarily better than 6 screwdrivers, depending on what you need.
So does that mean
They can be equal and just not the same. Or let's say a pile of screwdrivers. There, pile of hammers and piles of screwdrivers.
So to equal natural effect, they would need to be at 75%? Wait, aren't they doing better then?
No. 35% of the subjects got sick overall. So
Yeah.
65% were fine. Of
Yeah.
those 35, 70% of them were women.
Yeah.
So
But
women got more sick.
but women already get more motion sick.
Yes.
So is it any worse than it actually currently is?
No, I don't believe so.
So what do they have to work on?
Well, what they have to work on is
The overall percentage.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just have to make it better.
But that's exactly
Yeah,
that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. It's really funny because it really didn't take very long for someone we need.
Virtual reality needs tweaks. Also, by the way, it's not out yet. They're working on it. And when it comes out, that'll be version 1, which everyone knows is not really the one you're really that excited for.
Yeah,
And they're going to tweak it down the road.
Even V2 is not going to be the greatest thing ever. I'm probably just going to kind of live with feeling sick because I suspect I'm going to feel sick.
I've been really good in that department. I don't do amazing on boats. Okay,
Actually, I'm okay on boats. Maybe I'll be fine.
pretty solid on boats, but I'm not there are people that are better than me.
Right.
I have felt bad on a boat once, but I've been on boats many times, so
Okay.
I don't know. But I can do roller coasters standing up, and I have no problem with VR at all. I think part of it is I'm
When did
pretty
you ever
good.
stand on a roller coaster?
No, VR roller coasters.
Ah,
I didn't mean a real life one. Horrible idea. Yeah, you can do VR roller coasters standing up and stuff, no problem. I think part of that is I never have actually felt a huge amount of immersion in VR.
Really?
Like, there's some people that are like, oh, like I'm totally in the game. And I'm like, nope, I'm not. Feels like a monitor that's strapped to my face. It's a very cool effect, but I think for me to get really immersed, there's going to have to be a lot more other things. So, like, even when you're upside down on a roller coaster, there's people that have, like, I've seen videos of people that'll, like, throw up the second they go upside down because their internal balance goes off and stuff. My mind is like, nope, we're standing. I think part of it's just the sheer amount of video games that I've played.
Right.
Honestly, I think that's a huge part of it.
Yeah, I would be really interested to know how the women break down of the 70% that got sick.
Gamers versus
non-gamers.
That would be really interesting.
Because my wife can play TF2, Left 4 Dead, top-down games, no problem. I put her in Portal, and she was done within like a minute.
Interesting.
Yeah, as soon as she goes through a portal, she's like, oh, I'm sick. Nope, done. Can't do it. So this is even somewhat, but while she can handle normal games, where you don't change, where gravity doesn't move around on you all the time. She's not like a hardcore gamer by any means. Like, she hasn't been gaming since she was a little kid. I would be really interested to know how much your childhood affects something like this. And
yeah, boats a lot, tons of sports, lots of video games. That was my childhood. Not boats a lot, but boats at least every summer for like 2 weeks straight.
And like it's obviously it's obvious that there's going to be some nature versus nurture here. But here's an interesting fact. I used to get car sick pretty quickly. Like, within about 5 minutes of reading in the car, I would get sick.
I do with drivers that I don't find very good.
Oh, okay. Well, I would get sick no matter what. This is when I was a kid. I love reading. And I loved playing on my Game Gear when I was a kid, okay?
All them batteries.
So basically...
That's why you like Eneloop so much.
I would just play through it. And it would get to the point where I would feel so sick that I couldn't even look up from the book because that would be, like, too much. And eventually I'd give in. And I'd have to put it down, and I'd have to just kind of chill for, like, an hour. And then I'd go right back to it. So I do wonder if I've built a bit of a tolerance, and I wonder if that's something that other people have done as well.
You just like force yourself through it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like, I need to know what happens in the next chapter, and feeling sick is straight up not more important than that right now.
I've been there. Yeah.
So Sony is apparently working on a PS4 Remote Play app for PC and Mac, which is pretty cool. So here's the original article from Linus Tech Tips. Hold on. Here's the original article from The Verge. Sorry, my bad.
I'm so stoked for the day that we just like happen to get some writer dude and we have original articles from Linus Tech Tips.
Yeah, I know, right?
That would be super cool.
Should happen at some point.
Yeah.
Can't be impossible.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, come on. How hard was this article to write? Remote Play is one of the PlayStation 4's most underrated features, probably because it only works on the Vita and some Sony smartphones that no one cares about. Something. This app should bring Sony in line with Microsoft, which launched Xbox One streaming a while ago. Here's a tweet.
These things are cool. I want them to make it so I can just play these games on my computer.
Yep, that'd be better.
Whatever.
I mean, here's something I want to know. Why can't I just buy a virtual PlayStation 4?
Yes.
If I'm willing to give Sony $400 to not make any hardware, shouldn't they embrace that?
Or you can do my scary but kind of cool idea, the proprietary drive thing. Do you remember that? Yep. For the viewers, did I ever even say this on the show?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. For the viewers, you could get like an Xbox One or PlayStation 4,
like a hard drive.
Optical drive.
Or optical drive.
Or hard drive or whatever.
Yeah.
And then like put the discs in that you have to buy from the store so that they know they have their copy protection crap. Or the hard drive that's controlled by them and you can't format or something. Yeah. I don't know.
Because it's gotten to the point now where Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are just PCs. They're just PCs. There's nothing special about them.
Which like aren't even that well priced anymore.
So if I'm like, look, I don't need your UI. I don't care about your Netflix app. I don't care about any of this stuff. I really just want a game on my PC. Why can't I just give you my money and then you can just make that work for me? I'd be interested to see how many people would do it. And like, people can be upset all they want about, well, what, I have to pay $400 to get access to exclusive titles? Game developers should just release the titles on PC. Okay, but that isn't happening, so.
I agree, but yeah, it's not happening, exactly like you just said. And I know a lot of people that buy entire consoles for game launches like Halo 5.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be that surprised if it did happen. I don't know if I would do it, but I do know quite a few people that would.
All right, what else we got here? In news that surprises absolutely no one, EA is already planning more Battlefront games.
God.
EA confirms its deal with Disney, which is for like 10 years or something like that. What's up? Oh my goodness, we never did our sponsors. So speaking of, whatever. PhantomGlass!
Something that happens every time.
Yeah. Wow, we have 8,200 viewers right now.
Yay!
8,200 of you can use offer code WANPG for 20% off at phantom.glass/promo.
For the next 60 days.
For the next 60 days. Really? That long?
Offer code is valid for 60 days.
Nice. Cool. So, oh yeah, I guess I don't have the notes up.
Offer code as a Christmas present and just watch them hopefully like you a lot.
So these are Gorilla Glass screen protectors for a variety of devices. They've got a lot of different screen protectors. In fact, they've got their standard ones now. They've also got their new two-way privacy glass screen protectors available for some Apple devices. And I guess that's pretty straightforward. It goes on without any bubbles. If you've watched any of our CES content from last year, you'll know everything there is to know about PhantomGlass. We played soccer with the iPhone 6 that Nick Light is now using as his daily driver.
Oh, it's that one?
Yeah, with PhantomGlass on the front and with one of those Vasel cases as a bumper around the back.
Vessel.
And a D-brand skin on the back, or around the edges for the case. And between D-brand, Vasel,
I don't know.
Anyway, and PhantomGlass, that phone, completely unscathed.
Completely fine.
Completely fine.
That's
So
awesome.
there you go. It's every bit as good as the Gorilla Glass that's already on your phone, except you can peel it off and you could replace it if you do something incredibly stupid like really try to scratch it, because that's usually how Gorilla Glass gets scratched. With that said, interesting side note, Gorilla Glass is not all made equal. My iPhone 6S is already covered in micro scratches, like covered in them. Whereas the Droid Turbo that I've been using for a year is like pristine, and they live in the same pocket.
I never put this in my pocket with my keys. Swing.
Even keys shouldn't, in theory, scratch
I know, but like
Gorilla Glass.
I don't do anything with this.
Yep.
Like I'm actually pretty good with it. I don't know.
I've really noticed a significant difference from device to device. And the iPhone 6, for example, both its own screen, which I used for a while before I put PhantomGlass on it, and the PhantomGlass screen that I had on it were fine. But the iPhone 6S, it's possible actually, because they don't advertise it as Gorilla Glass anymore. It's possible Apple actually switched. I'm not sure. All right, and Freshbooks. Freshbooks is the easy-to-use invoicing software that helps small businesses look professional and actually be more professional, because you can track your hours more easily and more accurately. You can send out invoices, get paid by credit card through Freshbooks itself. And this is cool. If you run a small business, whether you run your own dance studio or you a plumbing business or computer repair, or maybe you don't repair computers, maybe you just take viruses off of people in your neighborhood's computers, which I guess is sort of repair.
Well,
I was thinking physical repair, but there's lots of different kinds of repair, you know, like love repair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a sex therapist.
Yeah.
You
could
use
FreshBooks
to
sure,
bill
why
your
not?
clients. You could take a deposit if they want, if you're worried about them
like
showing
if you're a
up.
house painter or whatever else.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's super easy to use. It's cloud-based. Lets you manage your expenses and spend your time doing what you should be doing as opposed to tinkering around with your accounting software. So visit freshbooks.com/WAN and get a free 30-day trial today. Don't forget to enter in the How Did You Hear About Us section, WAN.
Speaking of fixing things.
Wow, that was actually, it's almost like we wrote that. Visit ifixit.com/Linus and use offer code WANSHOW at checkout to save $10 on a purchase of $50 or more. And they've actually, where is it? Because they have a new toolkit that I think, wait, am I supposed to talk about that yet? Yes, I am supposed to.
I don't.
Dang it, Nick.
I'm looking for it. Brandon was shooting B-roll earlier.
Brandon was shooting B-roll of it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So anyway, They've got iFixit is your complete DIY electronics repair solution. From their 15,000 free step-by-step repair guides to their huge inventory of replacement parts and tools with lifetime warranty. iFixit has got your repair needs covered, and they've got an all-new ProTech toolkit. It's got a reimagined design, which, I mean, okay, so you kind of access the tools a little bit better. It makes the tools easier to access, which is, I guess, where the reimagining comes in. It includes the new 64-bit driver kit, which replaced the former 54-bit driver kit. It's got a more durable case. It has a newly designed swivel top precision driver and a flex extension for hard-to-reach screws. Thank you, Luke. It's got precision electrostatic discharge-safe tweezers, including a pair of reverse tweezers.
Ooh.
It's got a wider variety of plastic opening tools and picks to safely work on tablets and smartphones. It's got a suction cup, the old one didn't have that, for display assembly removal, a metal spudger, and iFixit's own rubber-handled Jimmy Pry tool.
I haven't seen this. This is way better. Have
Yeah.
you seen it?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
We got 2 of them. I took the other one home. Oh. Get wrecked.
Rude.
So yeah, basically it just includes more iFixit goodness.
But like,
and
look at the.
yep.
Okay, well, hold on.
There we go.
Hold up. Put that back on. I want to show them something. So it sits in here, and you can see, put it vertical, it's fine. But you can take the box off, which is magnetically held in. And then you can take the cover of the box off, which is also magnetically held
Way to go.
Well, that's because I held it in a really stupid way. That was my fault. But, like, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, no, I'm liking it. And like the screwdriver has a really nice knurled bottom on it now, so you can get a little bit more torque with
looks
it.
more usable.
Yeah, it's thicker in general, and as we all know, thicker is always better.
Thicker, yeah.
This is really cool. I actually hadn't seen it before, and it's not the standard 54-bit driver kit, but there's like a wooden box version of this too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one looks really nice. They didn't send me one. NCIX has one.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, maybe I should just buy one, but. Anyway, if I do, I'll be using offer code WANSHOW to save $10 on a purchase of $50 or more.
Oh, I like these.
Yeah, the little guitar picks.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't know. I guess what the heck else is there? I guess not a whole lot. Sure, let's call that the show. Thank you guys for tuning into the WAN Show. We will see you again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Sorry, there's no after party today. I just thought I'd throw that.
I'm gonna do a
What
stream.
are you doing? Yeah, are you?
I'm stealing the.
Are you streaming from? Yeah, I know what you're doing. I said, what are you doing? Are you streaming from here?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm liking it. That's why I took one. Well, you know what? People lose my bits. I want one that's in pristine condition, and as long as I'm the only one who ever uses it, it will stay that way.
Yep.
So that's why I took it home. Also, I don't have an iFixit kit at home. I have just been keeping one in my bag. And now that we have so many kits, I want to just keep one at home because I don't like carrying it in my bag all the time.
Yeah. I don't like other people using my tools. That's why I got John all of his own stuff.
I especially super don't like other people using my tools.
Other than me.
No, I don't like you use. Well, that tool's fine.